Hi everyone. I want to talk to you today about. I'm not going to take it too long, but I'm going to talk about the very pressing issue, the issue of racism, and the racism in this country, in the United States of America. Um, the issue here goes deeper than I can understand and I can explain in short period of time. As we all know, the issues of racism, it's not nothing new. It's been a concept around for many thousands and thousands of years. There's always been a master and a slave. There's always been, and it continues to be such an idea, master and a slave. And there's been a time where, um, what's it called, white man has enslaved a white man. There's been a time through the history when a black man has enslaved black man. Um, if we go back through history, for example, when white imperialists and slave owners used to go to um, what's it called to Africa. They would pay Africans to capture and um, get slaves out of Africa and sell them through a European and American continent. Um, but the racism today, yes, we are dealing with the residual effects, but also we are dealing with many policies through the history that have been implemented in terms of African American community, and those policies have to be reversed. The policies have to be challenged and changed. But before we challenge and change the policies, we need to change our own thinking and ourselves and understanding ourselves towards racism and towards the issues of race. That starts from um, teaching kids that racism is cannot be tolerated, and teaching kids that, and this comes from parents, that the parents should be teaching their children not to discriminate, not to use a to teach, or look at what happened to you in a history, and those views become views that parents hold are passed on to children, and then children pass to their own children, and this is how this continues. And yet nothing is being confronted and changed. In educational settings, since I work as a teacher and all that, it is you confront these issues and you deal with them, and you try to make the students understand that racism is not the answer. Uh, so there is so much you can do, but if the families, and I am talking about the families, not the families in African American community or Hispanic communities, or I'm talking about any community that wants to confront racism and discrimination, it has to start with teaching children not to think the way it used to, the way we think. Now, the issues, these police officers that perpetuate violence against African Americans, they also have been taught with certain attitudes that come from upbringing, and they come from certain communities that may be all white, and then certain communities uh, that take toll on people, and those people, and then when the police officers are making calls, they making biased calls and making mistakes in making judgment calls that target certain individuals. In policing is called racial profiling, but that shouldn't be the case. So the the idea is that it has to start with teaching children that we're all humans. That yes, Black Lives Matter. I support that, but all lives matter. So it starts from us. It starts from you. It starts from me changing your own thinking and understanding, and confronting your own biases on racism. Looking deep down into yourself and into your introspection, and trying to understand why sometimes people subconsciously, because that's how they're taught, and they act in a discriminatory way. So you have to look